Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I want to explain about a semantic and pragmatics. Let's look over semantic first. Semantic is the study about word meaning and the ways we can describe it. There are some semantic relationships. The first one is synonyms, is the similar word in meaning. For example, happiness, joyful, and glad. The second one is antonyms, is the opposite of the word. For example, outside and inside. There are also thing called hyponym and hypernym. Hyponym is the specific term and the hypernym is the broader term. For example, if the hypernym is color, then the hyponym red is red. Semantic relationship is actually different based on the language. For example, in Japanese we have word hashiri. In bahasa it means berlari, but it also can mean melaju. In Japanese we can say sono densha ga hashirimasu. That train kereta itu melaju, and sono hito ga hashirimasu. Orang itu berlari. So in Japanese we can use both hashiri for both train and people, but in Indonesian, in bahasa we can use berlari for train or melaju for people. There's also a thing called euphemism, is a way to avoid ruder ways to say something, then it gets associated with the original meaning. For example, there are some people who find toilet word is kinda rude, so they change it sometime for bathroom or loo. Words can also have different meaning. For example, bank in English can mean the side of river, but also can mean the place where you can save your money. So how we can differentiate when word mean like this and when the word mean like that, because word have different meaning depend on the context. Let's talk about category members, exemplar, and prototype theory. Exemplar is the most typical representatives of a category. So for category members is more or less central depending how close they are to the exemplar. For example, when I said chair, you must be imagine about a four-leg thing, four-leg place to sit, but it doesn't mean three legs chair doesn't exist, right? But the most common one is the four-leg. It's also the same with bird. When I said bird, people mostly will imagine about the small, feathery, like sparrow. But penguin also the kind of bird. Then let's talk about prototype theory. We don't need to pinpoint the exact set of criteria. We know some example that obvious about prototypical member of category, and other example are more loosely related. For example, when I said bread, sandwich, you will imagine about two bread that have fill in the middle. But when we change the bread with noodle, it also can be still be sandwich. Like that. Prototype theory usually work with the content word. a word that can be described or draw picture of. But it also can work with abstract words, for example, happiness or sadness. But not all words have prototypes. For example, a function word like the, a, or, because function words describe based on the relationship to word they are used to. Let's talk about pragmatics then. Pragmatics is the study about the hidden meaning of someone's words based on the context. There are 4 different cooperative principles by Paul Grice. The first one is quality. Let's say I'm the teacher. Then I have one of my students come late to my class. Then I say, "Good job, Steven. You came very early." You know that I don't actually praise him, right? Because we know when the context and the word really don't match, like there's no way I will be happy if Stephen late to my class. So we can deduce a more subtle truth or subtle word about it, like sarcasm. Then the second one is quantity. Let's say there are several hundred of kittens across the road. If I said, then I said, look at that, there are at least 10 kitties then. There. What I said is technically true, but because 100 is at least 10, right? But I said I didn't say 100 because it's less funnier. It's less funny than at least 10. So yes, it just to give more variation. And the third one is relevance. For example, if I said this sugar or this olive oil, sugar free, with a label sugar free, you maybe will think our olive oil always didn't have sugar, since when olive oil has sugar. So sometimes it's misleading. And the last one is manner. Like for example, let's say I wanna take a class with a professor. Then I ask my friend that I already had class with him. Then one said it certainly is a class, and another one said, "Oh, it's a class where the professor comes to the class, give lecture, and give assignment." So in surface, there's no new information there. Like if it's the class, of course the professor will come. Of course they will give a lecture, and of course they will give assignment. But from the way they said it, we will know that maybe there's something wrong about this class, because they didn't give me the detail. They go for like more roundabout way to say thing. So it's suspicious. So we can deduce like that. So this cooperative principle is when someone says something irrelevant, we can figure out what else they could have meant. We usually do this without even notice. For example, let's say my friend said, "Wanna go picnic?" Then I said, "It's raining." Even though I don't say yes or no, you will understand that I reject him, because we know the context. There's no way we can have a picnic if it's raining, right? That's also called implicature. So we know when someone says one thing but actually mean another thing. It to make it more polite, this implicature. That's all I can explain. Thank you very much for listening. I'm sorry for any mistake. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.